welcome back to another episode of Sanda Talks podcast. My name is Nami Raisha and I will be today's host. So in this episode, we have a special guest. Maybe Cissy, you can introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Cissy Wang. I'm with the American Red Cross. I'm a current university student and I'm here at this incredible event with incredible people like Namira.
Okay, so in today's episode, we will talk more about Cissy's adventure and experience in Jumbara and also in the Red Cross organization. So we can get a glimpse more of the Cross organization and also bond each other as the Red Cross Society. Okay, maybe without further ado, let's get straight to the questions. First of all, Cissy, what made you join the Red Cross organization?
Yeah, so I first joined the American Red Cross in 2018. I joined through my high school's youth club. I think what made me join was my strong interest in the healthcare industry. I was very passionate about, just health in general, equity, accessibility of health. And with the American Red Cross, we have incredible biomedical programming as a line of service. So I knew it was a strength there. And also the people in my club at the moment, like my seniors and things like that, were so incredibly welcoming, and it was an incredible environment and community to be a part of. So from there, I joined the American Red Cross, and since then I've been volunteering for almost 5 years now, I think.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot of experience. Yes. Do you have any interest to become a medical worker, like a doctor or anything?
Yeah, so actually right now I'm studying business, but my concentrations or the specific areas within business that I'm studying are finance and then healthcare management and policy. So I'm specifically interested in kind of the intersection of the business space and the healthcare industry. So I do a lot of work in that space.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. In all of those experiences, do you have perhaps your golden moment, the moment that you're so proud of, something that you have achieved? And if you do you care to tell a tale?
Yeah, so within the Red Cross or just general, because I can definitely tell you something about the Red Cross.
The Red Cross experience, maybe within your five years here, yes.
Okay, well, one of my favorite stories to tell is during my third year of high school, I started getting more involved in international humanitarian law. And with the American Red Cross, we have a youth action campaign where we encourage youth volunteers to understand IHL a little bit more, to spread awareness. Yes, we spoke about it at the youth conference as well. Yes, that one. So something that I was very proud of was kind of discovering that opportunity and being proactive, so taking initiative in learning more about that opportunity, learning more about the program, and asking how I can get involved. So I think the golden moment, I guess, is when I first asked kind of the volunteer staff in my region about the program. They had mentioned that one of the positions was only available for adults. So in the past, it was only adults were the coordinators for the program, but I was still very perseverant and I still wanted to be part of the program. So I asked if there were any other opportunities for me to still get involved. And because of that, they took a chance in me and they were like, you know what, because you were being proactive and so engaged in this program, then we'll give you the opportunity to perhaps take on the role of an IHL coordinator, even as a youth volunteer. So I think the reason I explained that moment as a golden moment for me is it made me realize that the American Red Cross as an organization and Red Cross like IFRC and Indonesian Red Cross as well are really giving youth a platform to take on more leadership positions, to take on positions that perhaps in the past or in history have only been taken up by adults. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're so passionate about empowering youth with youth.
Yes.
Ah, that's a wonderful experience. Yeah. So right now you are the coordinator of the ICL? Yeah,
so I guess to talk more about my actual role within the American Red Cross, so the one that I was speaking about now was locally I serve as an international humanitarian law youth action campaign coordinator. Okay. So through that position, I do a lot of recruitment and outreach to figure out which youth volunteers might want to join our program and to help prepare them, do the training, do any education, in order to best equip them to start a campaign of their own. And then other than that, I also serve on the American Red Cross National Youth Council as one of the committee leads.
You have a wonderful job, Cissy, and that's amazing! Oh my God. Okay, that's your golden moments, but I believe those 5 years must not only be sunshines and rainbows. What are some of the challenges that you must face in order to get that position or do the amazing job that you do?
Yeah, so I think, kind of along with that golden moment, there was a realization that precedent matters, history matters. And you know, if we fall too much victim to kind of too traditional values or focus too much on the past and like being like, oh, in the past only adults have held the role, then it doesn't give us a lot of opportunity to be progressive, to move forward, to be more innovative and creative. So sometimes throughout the organization, you know, there are some people who really foster that youth leading youth culture, but oftentimes perhaps you can bump into someone who may be a little bit older, who may not have some of those progressive values as much, and I think that's some of the challenges or even obstacles, kind of speaking more with them, having those longer conversations, perhaps more vulnerable conversations about why it is so important for youth to take on these leadership roles. Yeah.
Those different visions that can be tough, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And throughout those challenges, who is your biggest supporter? I believe there must be lots and lots of very supportive people, right? But who like influence you the most, and how does she or he influence you?
Oh man, there are so many people. I think for me, there's probably two general groups of people. So I mentioned that locally, I'm very involved in the International Humanitarian Law Youth Action Campaign. So I think one person that had always supported me through that, given me opportunities, given me the space to keep on growing, to keep climbing the ladder, was the director for Service to the Armed Forces and International Services within my region of the American Red Cross. So essentially his role was like my direct supervisor. And as my supervisor, he was always encouraging, and he always, you know, wanted to help me make the connections that I needed in order to maximize my impact. So he really inspired, I think, me to have a personal motto, and my personal motto is to really like try my best and to make any effort possible to make the greatest net positive impact on my communities. And I think that's a value that he really upheld as well. But in addition to the director of, we call it like acronym is SAFIS, I'll use that for short. I'd say I'm really appreciative for all of this is like a group of people, right? All of the youth volunteers and youth champions that I've worked with through the National Youth Council that I mentioned. I'm here as well with the chair of the National Youth Council at this Jumbara event. And I think working alongside all of these incredible youth leaders has really empowered me to be also an incredible youth leader. So I want to definitely give all of them a shout out as well.
That's so amazing.
Yes.
I think like being with your peers who has the same vision, that must feel wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, now maybe shifting a bit to our Red Cross as an organization. In your opinion, what is our strength and weakness for Indonesian Red Cross? Like from what you see in Jumbara, or perhaps what you have interacted with us.
Yeah, so I've had, you know, an incredible opportunity to engage with PMI youth through both personal interactions and also through more perhaps leadership and professional interactions from the International Youth Conference. So I think one of the strengths is the strong community and engagement. I always see if there's another PMI youth on stage that they're very confident and that they can instill that confidence in all of the youth in front of them as well. You know, the yells are incredible. Everyone is very positive, engaged, and passionate, and I think that is something that is so incredible. Meeting each and every single one of you, you are so excited to talk about huge challenges, even seeing, you know, the youngest ones of your provinces, like the 10-year-olds. Yes, seeing them already at such a young age, getting involved in such a strong community of leaders who are instilling confidence, I think is one of the strengths of PMI youth. That being said, I think I also got a little bit of the opinions of you guys in the International Youth Conference, and perhaps not necessarily a weakness, because I think that any, you know, weakness is a place for growth, not necessarily a weakness, right? But a lot of them spoke to how they get to do amazing work within their provinces, but they don't have too many opportunities for inter-province work other than events like Jumbara. But they were like, this conference only happens every 5 years. So there's large gaps in time before they get to collaborate and interact with their fellow youth volunteers across the entire Indonesian organization. Yeah.
Maybe other opportunities for us to collab would be amazing. I agree though. I would love to meet other continents and talk to them. Thank you so much, Cissy.
Yes.
So I think you already give your advice for us, right? To make more, and I'll skip that question then.
Yeah.
Do you have like any similar experience with this kind of Jumbara, like having to camp and meeting other contingents of other Red Crosses? And if so, is there any like differences or similarity that you would like to share?
Yeah, so like, would it be domestically within the American Red Cross, or perhaps meeting some other national societies is the question?
Sure, like anything that when you like meet other Red Crosses from other countries or other continents, but like this Jumbara event where we all meet together and spoke together about our opinions and visions.
Yeah, I think I definitely have some similar opportunities. So within the American Red Cross, as part of the National Youth Council, we have 15 members on our council. So the youth volunteers are really from all across the United States. So once a year as a council, we get to meet together in person. Other than that, our meetings are online.
Yeah, because it's too far, right?
Yes,
like together in one point.
Yes, but when we meet together, we really have an opportunity to be more vulnerable and to really talk about the challenges and the highlights, you know, the pros and cons of our experience, and how we can build upon what we've already experienced and improve and be progressive and, you know, innovate together in order to make our experience better, and also the experience of all youth volunteers across our nation a better experience. So that's one thing that I think is pretty similar in the sense that we come together and we really talk about what's, you know, our favorite parts, the benefits, and also what is a place for growth. So that's one thing. And then recently I also had the opportunity to attend the IFRC's Inter-American Conference. So as a delegate from the American Red Cross, I met up with a lot of other national societies in the Bahamas last month. So I met National Society delegation members from across the entire American region. So, you know, North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. Representatives from that entire space were there. And I think that was an incredible experience as well, because, you know, it really opened my eyes to the work that all the national societies are doing together in collaboration through the IFRC. And it also opened my eyes more so to what the American Red Cross is doing on an international scale.
Wow. Yeah, that must be amazing event.
Oh, it was.
Was it like a camp too, or is it like meeting?
So this one is much more youth focused.
Oh,
it's like
yes.
fun. There's cultural events. That one was almost like a conference, like a business conference.
Oh, so it's more formal.
Yes,
right?
yes. So specifically with that conference, there were, I don't remember exactly how many national societies, but each national society had a delegation of 3 people. And essentially there was a head of delegation who was like the president of the national society or another important figure, and then another delegate, and then finally a youth delegate. So each of the national societies were able to select a youth to attend the business conference with them.
Oh, I have like a follow-up question.
Yeah.
How does like the youth and like the organization systems, like for Indonesia we have what is called PMR, or like the PMI but for younger kids, so for like the primary school, secondary school, and also myself as a high school. And then, if you want to continue, you have to become like an organization member, like the pengurus and stuff. It's like already like two different things.
Yeah.
How about for you in America? How does it work? Like the youth and the leading organization.
Yeah.
How does it work?
So American Red Cross youth volunteers can really get involved in a lot of different entry points within the organization. We definitely have some youth who come in as interns with the program, so they'll work directly with staff members. We also have youth volunteers who go directly through blood drives, so they'll do a lot of work within there. But I think one of the core points of our youth programming is the club program. So a lot of our youth volunteers begin in high school. So we don't necessarily have very, very young volunteers, but with our high school clubs, so perhaps age like 14, 15, youth volunteers will start joining their clubs and learning more about the American Red Cross and IRC mission and like values and things like that. And then they'll kind of conduct some activities and things like that. And then after their high school experience, they can transition. There are also university or college level clubs, so they can participate in that front as well. But once they turn 18, they kind of become just like a general volunteer within the organization. And in that sense, you can volunteer really in any space. So within the American Red Cross, we have 5 lines of service. Hopefully I remember them all. I mentioned there's the biomedical line line of biomedical line of service. There's training, which is like CPR and such. International services, service to the armed forces, and man, there's another one that I'm forgetting. Internationals, SAF, disaster services.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's 5, and I think there are really many opportunities across all of those lines of service for youth volunteers to get involved in whatever it is that makes them most excited or they're most passionate about.
Okay, I think we have quite a lot of similarity because for me, I also joined a high school club. I am a member of my high school club, so I think we have some similarity around that. And maybe just for the college ones, so for us, we directly go to PMI. So we go training there, and then we can be an official volunteer. So pretty similar, I think. Okay. I think this is like the last question.
Okay.
What is like your most memorable moment in Jumbara, and is there like anything that you learned from Jumbara that you would like to share?
Oh my gosh, I think the things, I guess, that I talk with my delegation the most about what I'm learning is really about the culture. So not only the culture of Indonesia, but also the culture of PMI. And I think it's really important because empathy is something that we really value within the organization, and also for me personally, really understanding what it is like for you like on a day-to-day basis is really important for us, because then it allows us to get a better sense of what each individual is experiencing. So that's something that I've learned. Most memorable experience. Oh, there have been so many memorable experiences, from the food that I've tried to first stepping into this beautiful, beautiful country and seeing the landscape. You know, I think some of the most memorable experiences that I've made are actually in these neighborhood visits. What is it? Ajang Sana? Yes. They've been incredible because I think they're really doing what they intended to do, having us engage like directly with you, and then you all engage us in song and dance, and it's such a welcoming environment, and everyone is smiling, and it's so incredible just getting to meet all of the amazing youth from age 10, you know, and up, and being able to make those long-lasting and fruitful personal connections. Like whenever I see you, it makes me so happy. Yes.
I'm so glad that you enjoy your stay here in Jumbara, because it's so sad to say, but it's almost ending, right? Only in like 1 or 2 days, and we would all have to part. I'm also very sad about that.
Yes, but there are many opportunities to continue staying connected.
Exactly.
And that's something that will be very important, making sure that we're checking in, seeing how your life is going.
Yes. Oh my God, thank you so much, Cissy.
Yes, of course.
And I'm afraid this would be ending our session for today. And this is Cissy, who break the social norms and become one of the young leaders of America, ICL, right? I'm sorry, did I pronounce it wrong? IHL,
Yes.
So, a round of applause for Cissy. I hope you can all hear it. Okay, I think that's all for today, for today's episode of Sanda Talks. Thank you so much for your time to join, and I want to especially thank you for Cissy, who have come here all the way to do this with me. Thank you so much, Cissy.
Yes, of course.
And I want to thank all of the crew who has prepared all of this, and of course, thank you for all of the audience who have watched this. That's all from me, and see you in the next podcast. Thank you. Bye-bye.